live. We're live.
We are live.
Okay. Wow. Well, welcome.
Hello,
everybody. I'll
everyone.
just say everything that Austin
Welcome,
says.
welcome, everybody.
Welcome,
Well,
everybody.
well. We're live.
We're live.
And
He's
Austin's
live.
going to post everything
Austin's
all
gonna
over
post
everywhere.
everything all over
Oh, no, my mic
everywhere.
works now. My mic's
Oh, no, my
good
mic
now.
works now. My
Yeah,
mic's
yeah,
good now.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. My mic is doing really great now. How's everybody doing?
Good. Thanks for asking.
Oh, no problem.
I'm good, thank you.
Of course. So, I don't have the chat pulled up. Khaled
There is
says,
someone.
hello.
Oh, yeah, there.
Hello.
Going
Let me
into
get this posted on Instagram as well. There we go. Everybody, everywhere. Cool. Well, everybody should know about the stream now. Oh, except I didn't tag everyone in the server. My bad.
Everyone on Earth.
Everyone on Earth is watching the stream right now. Surprise, surprise.
How
NMIku
much is that,
says,
like 7 mil?
canceling the loops?
That's
Yeah,
right.
they were really misbehaving. So,
Yeah.
They were agreeing with Kanye. It was a real problem. So
I
yeah,
had to kick them out.
it's pretty awful.
I don't want that.
Nah. Oh, Leo Motion says, no, not the loopy loops. Yeah, the loopy loops. They are in our sights right now. They're in the crosshairs, about to be destroyed, you know?
Pew. Yeah, after that last one, Austin was like, guys.
I was like, guys, this is what the fuck?
This sucks.
I haven't done them for like 3 weeks, and they just went to shit, you know? So,
Oh my god.
no, I kid. But, yes,
Are being replaced with
we are replacing the loops entirely.
Yes,
We will no longer be doing them. Oh, somebody said I'm Sam. That is,
Yeah?
so
Yeah, that's me.
They go by their last name, I guess.
Oh my god.
Or it's backwards. I don't know how that works. Sorry. Yes, we are replacing the loops with an entirely different thing. There are multiple reasons for that, but I don't know. I feel like it would be a little too easy for me to just go first. So I don't know. You want to give your hot takes?
Be a little too easy. All right, hot take. The loops
Number 1.
can get a little boring. I mean, if you do something in a very small amount of time, like every week, you're going to start relying on the things that you know you can do well. Which
Your
can
motion
be
survival instincts.
like certain scenes or certain techniques, and it can be, yeah, it's got to be a real cognizant thing, got to be a real something that a real conscious effort to try and push yourself in different directions. And still there's the pressure of like getting it done as quick as possible, and then it interfering a little bit sometimes with client projects.
Yep.
There's a bunch of reasons, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop streaming motion design. Austin, you want to jump into that?
Yeah.
Or keep going with your reasons?
In fact, we will likely be streaming much more. In fact, we were going to try and do that this week. The plan, well, I guess I shouldn't say that because that sets really high expectations. But
Yeah.
just know we have it set internally to stream very, very often, but it's going to be in kind of like bite-sized chunks. Well, I say bite-sized compared to like us streaming for 6 hours or something.
Yeah, it'd be like closer to 1 hour.
Like an hour, hour and a half-ish, something like that. But more
Very
frequently and in a way where we get to do what we liked, or what I liked with the loops originally was they were an expression of like the experiences I was having at the time. Like that's where the words came from. But that's kind of gotten lost along the way because now we're just making it to make it, you know? It's like a content treadmill. It gets us clients, and so that's great, makes money, that's awesome. It gets us lots of engagement with the community and all of that stuff. But, after doing 30 of those, it's a little repetitive. And so, but anyway, what we did like about them was that expression and being able to just explore and try new things, because they were born out of a frustration of like doing the same sort of slow-paced client work over and over again. So we wanted to do like super fast shit, right? And that was the way of doing, like that was the difference, was making something just super fast and flashy, and that's fun. But we're missing that exploration. And so like Noah was saying, relying on those like survival instincts and doing it in a short time frame and all that stuff just has us making the same shit every week. And that's not fun for us, and that's not super fun for everybody else. So what we're going to be doing now is taking it a bit slower. Now don't hold us to this just yet because we are ramping up to it, but we'll likely be putting out an internal animation every like 2 weeks or so. And what I mean by that is just like non-client work, just us experimenting with things. And that could be very different week to week, you know, in terms of what we're making. But we're going to be making that in like an hour and a half each day or so, just like setting that time aside and documenting that process along the way. So it's more just like okay, we just have this time blocked out to explore and practice and have fun with motion again, you know? And it's not that the loops weren't necessarily fun, because I mean, you could see it in our faces whenever we were sitting there making things in like 2 hours or whatever. Like that was fun to do, you know? And there is certainly a place for that we are also trying to make something for too. But, you know, for now, that's just what we're going to try and do. We're going to be more experimentative? We're going to experiment more.
Experimental?
Yeah, we're going to be more experimental. And it's going to be fun. It's going to have us making some cool motion and really pushing ourselves. So be on the lookout for that. And, you know, with new team members coming on soon, that'll be another way to like bring new perspective to that process, which I'm excited about.
Thank you everyone who has applied. It's been really fun to go through the applications.
It has.
See all your talent stuff.
It has. Speaking of, that's a whole thing. We have something like across all 3 positions, like 130, 140 applicants now.
Oh, wow. I actually did not know that number.
Yeah.
In total, like all of them together. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. And so that's been very cool. This is a very new process for us, and you know, we're just getting used to it, trying it out, having a good time so far. Going to be sending out our first invites to people we want to have interviews with late this weekend or on Monday. So be on the lookout for that. And for those of you that have thought about applying but haven't yet,
do it.
And
what are you waiting for?
People who keep asking me, well, when's the deadline? I don't know. I'm not going to help you procrastinate. So ASAP is the deadline.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we find the right person, that's it. So I would say do it ASAP if you're really into it.
That's darn right.
Yep.
And unsurprisingly, we have mostly just been going through the, because we put it out first, the motion design applications, the other ones.
Yep.
It takes time, and our clients would be pissed if we just did that all day.
Yes, they would. So that's an exciting development too. Or should we talk about? Well, yeah, let's talk about that. Then we can talk about vlogs.
We'll talk about vlogs in a second.
Yeah, we can actually talk about the 2 big client projects we're working on right now, which is exciting.
Yes. Some of them we can't talk about as much.
But as in, like, we can't say who it's for or like what the conference is, but we can say things like we are making 5 walk-on videos for this conference for this company. And that's just like, you know, speaker needs a little bit of bio presented to the audience before they come on so that the audience is prepped on like what they're going to be hearing, basically.
And then it ends with a please welcome, blah,
please
blah, blah.
welcome this person.
Everybody claps and they walk on.
Yeah.
Wow, that animation was so cool.
And the caveat is the screen size for this thing. Holy shit. Like the aspect ratio we're working in, I think is... Or no, that must be KW.
That's half size.
No, it's at half.
11,540
it's
by 880.
11,520 pixels wide by 850 pixels tall. So, you know, the actual full res is twice that. So we're working in like 22 million pixels or something, and the actual full res is like 44. 44 million pixels. It is very intense, so it's a good thing Noah and I have fun new computer parts and such. But that's been super fun. The conference is in January, and we just got the first draft out of the first pass, which we made in like, I don't know, like a week, basically.
Yeah.
Like that. So, you know.
Actually, less than that.
We're knocking it out pretty quick. And that way, because we have to make 4 more of them, you know, we can get through feedback and make this one really, really good, and then make a bunch of other ones after that.
Yeah.
But
Get the
that's been
techniques and stuff down.
that's been fun. There's some pretty slick animation on it too. It's gonna, I mean, it's one of these things where, I mean, we've been to like one of these conferences and we've seen videos taken of our stuff playing on big screens at other places, but you can make anything really that moves, and as long as it's on a huge screen, it'll look cool. So
Yeah.
the fact
Oh,
that
yeah.
we already are making it look cool within our tiny little like weird long aspect ratio preview in After Effects, it's gonna be insane on this huge screen. Like it's 4 of me tall. That's crazy. Like some of the small elements that we have on the screen are as tall as me.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Somebody, or Leo says, are there any images of the screens? I can nab one real quick that's not going to give away any sneaky information that we're not
You can
supposed to
draw
show.
that or like make that resolution.
No, I think they mean like they actually want to see like what the screen looks like though.
Oh, like okay.
Which I can grab. One moment. Oh, we can also get the seating layouts. That's pretty crazy. All right, hold on. Oh, actually, this is perfect. There's like no crazy information on here.
Great. The ring.
The ring that's in this
used
thing
to
is
be
no
another
longer.
screen.
Yeah.
But it's not there anymore, unfortunately.
It is
looks
not.
Very cool. Though.
You won't know what that means until I show you my screen, though. But yes. Here we go.
There's a ring.
There's a ring.
There's a
Page,
ring.
please.
They liked it, so they put a ring on it.
They did.
And they found that it was. They took the ring off once again.
Here is the screen. It is bonkers.
Bonkers.
Look at this.
Okay.
This thing is 277 feet wide by
What?
22 feet tall.
277 feet.
It should be around like 100 meters.
84.4
It's 84.
meters for all
Yeah.
my oh,
Yeah. And then not to
Wow.
mention, it's already this wide and has this, like, it's this tall and whatever, but it's also this ribbon shape. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to look so cool. And we've got some animations that are going like all the way across here, and there's some cool gradients and stuff going on. Noah has made arguably the prettiest orb we've ever made.
definitely
So-
one of them. We keep one-upping ourselves with the orbs. I'm not gonna lie.
You
Every time we
gotta,
make
you
an
know?
orb, you gotta.
But there's that, and then we've also got the seating layout for this thing. Oh my god, dude. It's actually that probably, I don't know if I should show that or not. That just
Can't show any of that.
something weird. But just know there's like 10,000 people at this conference, basically. This seating chart looks ridiculous. There's just a bunch of teeny tiny little squares all placed in this cool array. But yeah, it's pretty nuts. And then this other conference that we're doing, and I am pretty sure we can say the name on this because they just gave us approval and we're like,
I
cool,
think so
sounds
too.
good. We are working with Keller Williams.
Keller Williams.
Our lovely folks at Keller Williams. It's a real estate company, a global real estate company. And they have this big conference that they do every year. Well, first of all, some context. We did an opener for their smaller conference that they do every year back in August called Mega Agent Camp. It's essentially where they just get a bunch of their agents that work for the real estate company and they go to this conference. And where was that one? Oh, yeah, it was in Austin. Funny. Haha. Austin, Texas. And so
It was in you all along.
that's like their small conference, and it had like 8,000 attendees, which is basically the same as this other conference that we're working for that has the huge screen and whatever. But this one, oh my God, is like their huge conference. They get everybody coming in. They go out to Anaheim in California, and it's like 20,000 attendees or something. It's insane. And for that one, oh my God, you guys thought the screen size on this stuff was crazy for this other one we're doing? This one, just one of the side screens they're using is the same size as the main screen in this other conference.
That's just wonders.
What? And so it's like these two super long screens on the sides, and then in the center there's one like normal 4K resolution thing. And so what we're having to do is make because of like budget and some other stuff, we weren't able to do like the full width with the budget that they had. So what we're doing is making like a 3:1 aspect ratio comp for the opener, and then we're just gonna like have a cut down version of that for the 4K aspect ratio in the center. And yeah, it's crazy.
wild.
We are realizing events are just so fun to work on. Honestly, we went to go do one in New York. That was awesome to be able to just like, it's such a direct feedback thing. I'm not even talking about from clients, but just like you make the thing and then you get to see it on this giant screen and know that a bunch of other people saw it and just had to sit there and enjoy it. You know, it's like, it's perfect for us.
Yeah. For this Keller Williams one, I really, really hope that they agree to fly us down and come see it, because that would be so cool to see. Oh my God. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll go anyway.
I mean, yeah, I don't, it's coming up quicker than we thought. It's like middle of February. So we thought it might be like March or something when they were talking about it earlier this year with us, but I don't know. Maybe they'll send us out. Who knows?
Maybe they will.
And then we would go to Vancouver like right after that for our retreat. So
That would be fun.
it'd be a busy time, but our flights from there would be cheaper. So there's that.
Speaking of flights in New
Yes.
York, let's talk about vlogs for a sec. But before we jump into that,
yeah, we got
people
to
are
answer because people are coming in later.
asking about the title. Basically, we
drama.
are killing the loops, but we're going to be streaming more, and we're going to still be streaming our process of animating. We just want to animate a slightly longer content that in less of a tight time frame.
Right.
Have a little bit more creativity and room to explore. And
We're
that's
just
basically it.
Trying to make cooler shit and not be so comfortable
Right.
is what it is. So we're going to be putting in a lot more effort and just making cool things that are interesting to us again, rather than just like, well, we have to make a loop this week because that's how we get money from clients, you know? Also,
Ask
yeah,
if they're accepting applications from overseas as well.
yes.
Sam is overseas. Yeah, of course we are.
Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
On the listings on every single post, it says remote, except for the internship or the motion designer, which could be in person if people already lived in Raleigh. Cronimo said it would be good if they put your faces on the screen. You are more handsome. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, man, who says they're not? Who says they're not? Maybe that's what we're pitching. When you buy a Revee project, not only are you buying our motion design skills, but you're buying our faces to place
That's
on your
right.
giant screens.
Put on your-
Dude, it was okay. So we're putting these photos of people of the speakers on the super long screen for this other project, the non-Keller Williams one, and Noah put it in there yesterday and was like, "Is this too small? I don't understand." And then we remembered, like, no, like that person's face is gonna be like 25 feet tall. It's like 2 stories tall. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's crazy, but it looks so small by comparison. It's so weird.
So tiny. It's wild.
And we won't even get to like have it tested on any of the screens or anything until like a week before the event, which is kind of scary. Because
a little bit.
especially
That
with
week's
like
gonna be a lot.
how it's curved, you know, like some people sitting in the audience will only be able to see like half the screen and the other side will be able to see half the screen. Like there's so much to take into account for this stuff, you know?
It's a fun challenge.
Anyway, oh yeah, and
We're
just
supporting our decision.
more on the loops. Every 2 weeks, probably we'll be putting out some new internal animation that we made for fun instead of every week, so that we can, you know, and we'll be spending more time per post, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says
And
I
the
support the
vlogs
decision.
shall continue. Fret not.
Yes.
We have a little bit of a backlog. We're probably gonna combine 2 of the weeks, the Thanksgiving week and the New York week, because
We
as it
can't like
turns
tell
out, we
anything
can't
about the New York week.
say much about that whole experience because we chatted to clients and they're like, nah, like,
They're like,
because
absolutely
of a
not.
bunch of NDAs and relationships, you can't do it. So it's tragic.
Yeah.
Hey Philippe, we just chatted about it. If you want to jump back like a minute or two about the loops.
Yep.
Um.
Oh, you said, oh no, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Leo said, I mean, Imsety could reconstruct the screen in 3D and have the video play on it. It's just not the same, though.
And then we could go into VR.
That's true. We could do that.
That would be cool.
That actually might work if we could do it in VR. But yeah, it's just a tough. Like they just have such a huge space. You know, it's hard to make sure that you capture that down to the T. But anyway, What was I saying? Oh yeah, we've wanted to
combining.
make the vlogs so bad, like, but after not being after getting the news that we couldn't like actually show a whole lot about the New York City thing, it just kind of took the wind out of us, you know? Like I made such a kick-ass intro for that video. It totally would have gone viral. Like I 99% sure it would have gotten 1 million+ views, like easily.
Damn.
But
Yeah. It would've been
so
really
you know,
cool.
like I had put the effort in. I was gonna make this like insane looking thing. It was gonna be so fun. It's gonna be the best vlog yet, whatever. And then to be like, oh, you actually can't show any of that ever was like, what? That sucks.
Austin dug a little hole in the office and crawled into it for 4 days straight.
I did.
It took a lot of coaxing and cheese balls to get him out.
Cheese balls?
You like cheese
Yeah.
balls?
No.
Okay, not cheese balls.
No cheese balls.
It took a lot of
Chex Mix? I'll take Chex Mix. Philly
Chex
cheesesteaks?
Mix and Trader
Sushi?
Joe's pumpkin bread to get him out of there.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's all you need.
But
Couple
yeah,
tuna rolls.
we've wanted to make the vlogs so bad, but now we're like in this weird position where that's why we're trying to get a video editor on, because neither Noah or I have enough time to be able to do it anymore in order to like edit them anyway, as much as we would like to. I'd love to sit there and edit the videos, but it's just we have too many other things we need to do that are really important, you know?
Yeah.
So, but that being said, we currently have a backlog of like 3 vlogs that need to be made, not including this week. So it'll be 4. And so
3 not including this week?
Yeah, we just talked about that.
I thought it was 2 not including this
No,
week.
it's 3 because there's New York. Well, you said we might combine those, but if it's every week, it's New York, Thanksgiving, week after that, then this week.
Okay, yeah, I was combining them in my head.
Yeah. But yeah, we really want to put them out. But that's also contributed. Like these next few vlogs are going to be a little weird because that feeling sort of made it hard for me to film because I'm like, but wait, we haven't even finished the other ones. Like, how am I? What? It feels weird to continue adding work onto the plate, you know. But once we get somebody who can edit them for us, then it's gonna be a lot easier and it'll be good. Let's see. F1 says, "Why, man? Why? What reason? Are you guys quitting? Seriously?" Well, we're not quitting. We're just not doing the loops anymore. We're just gonna do different stuff instead.
Cooler stuff.
But it's not clickbait. We are canceling the loops. We're not going to be doing 12-second vertical video with a word at the end in Deep Glow anymore.
Sometimes they might even be horizontal. Who knows?
Who's to say? But we're
Who's
just
to
not.
really say?
We're not doing the same formula anymore. And to be completely transparent, the reason we hung on to that formula for so long was because we were just getting so much engagement on social from it, and that's what social media wanted, was like that exact formula.
Yeah.
But now Instagram and everywhere else doesn't give a shit. Algorithm-wise, it doesn't matter what we post, you know?
It don't matter.
It don't.
So we're just gonna do what we want to do because
Yeah.
that's what we want to do in the first place. That's how they started.
We just want that creative outlet again, you know. And the vlogs was that for me for a while, but they just take too long to produce now, so I can't do that. And it's important that we keep putting out internal animations because, quite frankly, that's what gets us projects more than client work. Which, if that says anything about what you should be doing as a designer, you know, I would say go with your gut. But that's just me. Okay, well, let's not get too crazy. Olgerd says no deep glow. Now that's a big change. I said no deep glow on the text at the end.
Whoa.
We still very much might use deep glow on some things. I'm not saying that we're never using deep glow again. That's not what I'm saying at all. Orion says, is the title of clickbait or for real? Not clickbait. For real. We are just
clickbait yet not clickbait. It's true.
doing
clickbait.
more internal.
Thanks for clicking on this video out of all the videos on this
Thank
website.
you.
I'm glad you're here.
Leandro says, love the fact that for once something is not clickbait. Completing the application now. We're about that transparency. That's right.
That's
Yes,
right. We won't
Felipe
flashy
said
titles unless they're true.
Felipe said the no deep glow thing is cap. Y'all are taking it the wrong way. I just said no text at the end with deep glow on it. We're just not doing the formula
It's
anymore.
the text that we're canceling,
It's the
not the deep glow.
Not the use of deep glow
We can
everywhere.
use the deep glow.
We can use that wherever we want. We bought the
Oh,
plugins after all.
brother.
You know, we're gonna
Yeah.
use them. Gotta get that chromatic aberration in there. You know? But anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's all that stuff. What else is there to talk about update-wise? Oh yeah, do we want to talk about what we're going to be doing additionally with the internal animations idea that we have?
Additionally, internal animation.
The way we can keep like making some money.
Oh yeah, dude, this is exciting.
It's a really, really good idea. So if any of y'all steal it, I'm gonna roast you.
I'm gonna, yeah, we're gonna
On
get in
Overwatch.
there,
We're gonna destroy you in
call you
Overwatch.
names.
Immediately destroy your application. No. So okay, here's the thing, right? Here's the way that the Revie business works. All right, for the past year or so has been post loop, get a bunch of inquiries from clients, sell a project or two out of those inquiries every week. That's basically been what's happened.
That's the sales loop.
That's the sales cycle. We're not going out and asking anybody or any of that stuff. But let's see. So what's nice about that is sure, like we get to make some fun zippy thing. That's cool. And we get to get some clients off of that. That's great. But then, we got to go and do the whole client project. And I don't know if it's just us, and it entirely depends on the client. We have not had any of these recently, but for a while we would get the client project and it would be so strict, like the brief or otherwise, or the feedback or something, to where it just wouldn't be very fun creatively.
Yeah, and that's what started the loops in the very first place.
Right.
And there's also this cycle of like, all right, we did the loop, now we have client projects because of the loop, and we have to focus on the client projects. And then sometimes the loops would fall by the wayside of like, oh, we don't have time to whatever. So.
Right. And so, it's nice that we would get the project, we'd get that money, and like that initial phase was always super exciting. But then you get into like round one of feedback or something, and it's like, oh, it's not done yet. When you're used to making things like every week, and you're immediately getting, the gratification on that, and you're getting like more projects, it's hard to be like, oh, but this like project just keeps going on, and like I can't just throw it away, because they paid us money for it, right? And
oftentimes, as everybody knows with client feedback, you finish up all the feedback, and sometimes clients get real nitpicky, and sometimes they want this sort of thing, and it ends up just detracting from the video, and you go back and look at like the first draft, and you're like,
this was
so
much
better.
Yeah,
this was so much better. And that's like, people got their own director's cuts and stuff because of the issue.
So
more work.
In those situations, it could feel very tough to have the backbone of the business, like the actual money making, was not from the stuff that was getting us a bunch of views or actually that we were enjoying at that point. It was like client projects that were going on for too long, or that just weren't all that interesting, and clients that weren't trusting us. That is not the case now. Clients that we have now we're very comfortable with them. They work well with us, and the projects themselves are a lot better than they were before.
Yeah, we love our
but
clients.
we certainly don't want that feeling to persist, and that showed us a problem that like, hey, well, if we're relying on getting all of our money from this thing that can make us not want to be creative, that's probably not a good idea as a creative business. And sure, we had the Gumroad, and that made like a couple $1,000s or so in project file sales, and some people still go and buy those from there. Link in the description if you want to pay $5 for a project file.
If you were one of the people that bought them, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. It was just crazy to see that we could get that support on that. But what we want to do now is take, like, a lot of the clients that were super nitpicky were the ones that were paying the least, right? And didn't really have that much of a budget. So they're holding on to that budget for dear life, like that's a huge investment for them, despite like us having maybe another client that paid like 5 times what they paid in the past. So what we're thinking now is, well, what's most important to those clients, right? And what's getting them reaching out to us in the first place, even if they don't quite fit our budget range now, right? They see our stuff, they like it from a creative standpoint, they like it from a like artistry standpoint, and they can see it gets views. So to them, of course they want that, because it's super that's dollar signs right there, in terms of like what it could bring to their business. And so we used to work with a lot of really small startups, and we're taking projects for, I don't know, even a little while ago, we were still taking some projects for like $2,000 or something, which is not the case anymore.
In a while.
Now, like we are usually like on the lower end for a main piece, like 20K, and then all the way up to like we just sold something for 75K the other week. And so that range is growing very quickly, but we don't want to, we're realizing that leaves an entire market behind that we used to service, and that clearly still likes our stuff because we get inquiries for it all the time. So what we're thinking now is, well, we already know that people really like the loops, and a lot of people are coming to us being like, just do your thing, they just want to be a part of our creative process somehow. So what we might try and offer is, all right, we're not doing loops, right? But what we'll do is take these 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, and make something that we're just really proud of and invested in, right? Regardless of what that is, it's probably going to be very different every week. And what we'll do is offer like a sponsorship spot, basically. So instead of it being like, no, we haven't like formalized this yet, but instead of it being like the word at the end of the video or something, it could be like a little brand lockup for them or something. And so on our end, that means we can make whatever we want continuously, and they can just use that video as an ad for themselves. But the caveat is they don't get to give any feedback. It is purely our creative control and whatever. And if they truly believe in what we're doing, then they can spend, we haven't figured out how much we're going to charge for that yet. It'll be lower than what we're doing for like bespoke content. But that would be a very interesting way to like continue to get some money out of that process while not having to solely rely on getting a client project from that, because that's been our biggest concern is like, and I know we talked with Sam about this the other week, who is also here, by the way.
Hello.
He is for the other person that asked that. Anyway, and so Sam and Imsety would bring up sometimes about wanting to make much larger internal projects. We're talking like 3-minute long, just like let's explore, let's make something that could get an award in motion design or something, And on my end, that's really, really hard. As like, Noah's talked about this in one of the vlogs, but I'm a very much like, we just need to get stuff done, and we need like that, we need output from everything that we're doing, So the loops worked great, even when they weren't super creatively fulfilling. We knew we could post that every week and get money back from it, because we knew we could get a new client or we could get a new project or whatever. So seeing especially how things work now on social media, it was really difficult to be like, well, why would I take the time to make a 3-minute long like bespoke piece when it's probably not going to perform as well as something that we made in 2 hours, like that doesn't make any sense. And it's shitty as a creative to be in that position, but like that's the market, so I'm not going to try and waste our time if it's not going to do anything for us. So I think this could be a very interesting way to, even if we don't get like the huge social push or organically just from like Instagram being like, this is something people can keep scrolling through or whatever, then at the very least we could get some return, like getting a client on there, and it's just some extra money that's coming in from that. And then we still have our full bespoke service of doing all of the normal client projects and stuff that we do that like probably if a company buys one of those, it's going to be tailored exactly to that company. So it's going to be a very different experience, and they get to give feedback and all that stuff. Everybody knows how that works, right? But this is just going to be a way, at least for like, it's a win-win for everybody. We get to make what we want. Person gets to put their name on it, and we'll get pushed to our audiences and things. So it's like, not only are we selling visuals that they get to use wherever they want across their channels, we're going to be live streaming the process and probably talking about that brand some during the live streams and that sort of thing. That's
something that I've absolutely been wanting to do, is to actually be able to sort of stream and show behind the veil. I mean, we want to do it with vlogs as well.
Right.
Just show like what it's like to work on these little client projects. And I'm like, but what if we can just have those client projects be what we stream and what we make in a way? And this is the way to marry those two.
Right. And so, eventually it's just a win-win for everybody, because they also get like, we're also offering ad space at that point, like we have a good sized audience and community that's very passionate about this stuff. And so that's more value to an advertiser, and in a way that's actually right in line with our philosophy, because I think it's so stupid at this point to not have the primary focus of your ad be giving the viewer the best experience possible visually. That's all that matters now. That's why we like conference openers so much, because it's a captive audience. Literally all you have to do is just entertain them, and make them like get excited to stay there for the rest of the event, Whereas, oh, that's weird. Whereas a lot of people still focus, I think, too much on like, well, we need to get conversions by doing this, this, and this. Like, we need to target like this specific type of consumer and whatever. I'm like, you're not gonna be able to get people to buy shit if it isn't their idea. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. And people who say they do, I think, kind of sound like snake oil salesmen at this point. That's my hot take. And
Oily take.
A hot oily take.
Oily take.
I would much rather, you know, and we do that even in the bespoke normal client stuff we're doing. It is very much like they are coming to us asking for our advice because they know that we can get people to enjoy. If you're watching something and, you know, you see this with studios like Tendril and all sorts of other like very abstract, just like pushing out cool visuals studios where you don't even necessarily have to know exactly what the product is or anything throughout the video. If it's like a 45-second spot and you don't get till the very end when you see the brand name or something, it doesn't matter because compared to your competition that's sitting there, unless it's something infomercially like Flex Seal or something, and it's like, it almost seems like satire how silly it is.
By the way, Flex Seal, please hit us up. I'll absolutely
seriously
love to work on something.
It would be such a fun contrast to
That
have
would be
some
fun.
like really low quality, like I'm whatever that guy's name is, and I saw this boat in half, and then also have like super pretty animation in this other ad. Oh, Phil Swift, that's his name. Anyway,
Swift, what a man, what a lad,
like
what a legend.
if we made, like, for this Keller Williams thing, you know, we're going to make them something absolutely beautiful and their audience is going to love it. So compared to like some other conference where somebody was just like, here's our product and it does this, this, and this, and blah, blah, blah. We're giving them a good experience and they're going to remember that more than like this ad that they were shown. We're not in the business of like making ads now. It's weird. It's a very different, well, maybe I'm sounding very much like I'm not like the other girls right now.
But we aren't like the other girls.
We aren't. It's an artistry first approach, which is very weird coming from me because I was very against that for a very long time. I did not like being considered an artist at all before. But now I realize like that is the most valuable thing we can do is just make something have a good visual experience and then be able to associate those vibes with whatever brand it's for, you know?
Yeah.
Advertising is just sponsored art, you know? Or I think that's kind of what it should be.
Yeah, especially now that everybody's so dang familiar with being advertised to. I mean, like this shit is not effective anymore. You see an ad, you're like, that's an ad, I don't care. But you see some ad that's actually interesting. They have to try so hard if they want to try and sell you something.
Yep.
Or they just have to make something that's actually engaging, interesting, not immediately just trying to sell. Like they have to give you a reason to care other than their product because we don't care about the product or whatever they're selling off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes enough is just to make something interesting and fun just for the sake of being interesting and fun, and then it's associated. I mean, like it's that brand association and that brand customer relationship that creates such strong sales and such powerful economic movement for these companies, I think.
Yeah.
And
It's
like
the
a
only
brand
way to
that
make
you
them
love.
personable.
Yeah, like you'll keep buying from the brand that you love. Wait, did my mic go out?
No, it's good.
Okay.
That's good.
You'll keep buying from the brand that you love, and so like it's getting these people to love brands, and you don't do that by throwing a bunch of ads in people's face. That makes me resentful. If a brand starts doing that to me, I'm like, I'm not gonna buy you shit. I don't want that. It's terrible. But if they have the personality and they have just the good experiences,
If they shake you from that like limbo state of being advertised to all the time, you know, that's really what it
then
is.
it's a plus.
It's stopping the scroll IRL.
Stopping the scroll, brother.
Take Microsoft for example. I fully believe that if they did not have that campaign with Tendril and with all of the other studios they're working with now that are doing that same style that they came up with, I do not think they would be nearly as much in the public eye as they are.
Yeah. But like Microsoft came in and kind of blew Apple out of the water in terms of ads.
Because now Apple's ads kind of
my
suck.
God, Apple's ads. I saw
They're
one
so basic.
beautiful Apple ad, and it was for a green iPhone. It was this jungle campaign, and I was like, "That's really cool editing, and I absolutely love it." But it still doesn't beat the Microsoft ads.
No.
And I don't think their Office suite is useful At least to me, I don't like a lot of their products, but like, shoot, man, that ad was beautiful, and now I like Microsoft again.
Yep. It's a full like shift in public perception. That is incredibly powerful to be able to do
That's
that with
incredibly
just your visual style, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it can completely transform how people think of it. Like, that's such an old, giant, massive brand,
Yeah.
Microsoft. Like, they've been around forever, it seems like, and you know, some of the oldest like technology you kind of associate them with, and then they throw out that thing, and you're like, oh, they're new and
You're
hip.
like, holy
just
shit,
like
look at
that.
them. They still care. They still
Oh my
care,
God.
you know?
They still care. Yeah.
That's a huge part of it. Investing in shit that people actually can enjoy watching. Sure, I'm sure some people can come across like, well, they spent all their budget on this thing instead of their product. But at the same time, I think there is a very, very large group of people that would be like, they care about my experience, you know? Like even down to the advertising. It's not, it almost comes across as like more for the customer than for the business. And I think it's been the opposite way for a lot of businesses for a long time. You know, the care there is like, we want to show why you should spend money on us.
Yeah.
As opposed to,
it's a greedy outlook.
As opposed to, we want to show why you should, we just want you to feel good about this, you know?
It should be you should keep spending money with us, as opposed to you should spend money with us.
Right.
Rather than necessarily trying to go and capture a bunch of new customers directly by being like, this product's so great, let me introduce you to blah, 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 blah. It should be like, we are good vibes and we really care about everyone who is supporting us right now. So thank you very much, and we're going to keep doing our best to support you right back.
It's like
that sort of relationship is what people want to be in.
It's like a car salesman as opposed to a flight attendant, you know? Flight attendant is there to make sure you have the best experience possible, except for when they do those stupid in-flight credit card ads. If any airline rep is listening to this, stop that shit right now. I am never going to sign up for a credit card while I'm on a flight. That is so annoying.
Oh my God.
But anyway, aside from that, it is very much like
Why'd you guys stop carrying peanuts? I'm still mad about that. I'm gluten-free. I can't eat the weird little biscuits you give me. Just like bring back peanuts or something else, please. I'll take celery. I don't care.
But like they're there to like help you on the flight. You know? That is their job. They want you to have a good experience and not leave a shit review afterwards, you know? Whereas a car salesman is like entirely thinking about how they can make the most money off you the second they walk in, you know?
The second they walk in, they are walking into your house to
usually usually the like final salesman doesn't actually come out until later. Like they have the first guy try and whittle you down, and then, you know, that the actual salesman comes out to like seal the deal.
Yeah. They're like, here's the guy in charge, and he's like, oh, I'll take care of it. It's like, no, he's gonna try and get you on a terrible payment plan. It's gonna be real bad.
Yeah, you know. Also, sorry to any car dealerships that want to work with us. Also, I don't think you're really our target demographic anymore.
Unless you are in charge of Toyotathon, in which case
hit
me up.
That'd be so fucking funny, dude.
I would work for Toyotathon.
Oh my God.
Come on now.
I've been trying to just insert Toyotathon into conversations recently, just because it's so goddamn funny to just throw out hashtag Toyotathon at random. It's just a good time, you know.
Let's when Toyotathon is.
It's probably right now.
It's a song?
Well.
Oh my God.
That's impressive.
That's awesome. All right, Toyotathon.
Sales event. This is not sponsored, I swear. Leandro said, I hope you accept old dudes around 39-year-old applications because I finished mine. Well, we will certainly take a look later. And oh my God, so many. Can we just go through some of the like FAQs with the application process and just some of our experiences with that so far? Because my God.
For people just tuning in, we have 3 applications open: an internship, a video editor, and a motion designer. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'll put the links for those in the chat in a second. But let me just give the lowdown.
Looks
real
like
quick.
Toyotathon is from now until January 3rd. So
sounds about right. It's holiday.
Toyotathon is on. This is epic. Okay, for next year, if you're in charge of Toyotathon, yeah.
No, if you guys need
or
something,
like
very
right
last
now,
minute, we are very fast.
I got you. I'm just gonna sit there at the Christmas table, at the Hanukkah table, whatever table I'm at, typing up, making motion graphics for Toyotathon. I think that's
I think that's
exactly what I want
I would love
my day
that.
to go.
Also, for the open roles that we have, we are going to be sending out our first, well, at least for the motion design role, we're sending out our first interview invites either Sunday or Monday. So be on the lookout for that. Anyway, moving on. Let's answer some questions and also just reflect on this for a second. I have a whole clip that I recorded of this for the vlog, but I would love to just have an audience for this at the moment because, oh my God, some of this stuff is just silly, dude. Okay. First of all, one of the funniest things I've seen so far is, I guess a lot of people must be just really used to filling out applications in a certain way. And we're not on the age thing. I didn't even think you could ask what somebody's birthday was. That's just context. But what we have is like first and last name, email, and then ideal day that you'd want to start at Revi, right? And so we're scrolling down the list, and like so many people are like January 6th, 2023, January 6th, 2023, because that's the first start date that we have available for the motion design position. And then we've got other people that are just putting like their whole birthday. Like we've got 1998s and 2000s and like 1995. And I'm like, what is happening here? Like, guys, it's right there. Like to read the question.
Funny.
It's just so weird.
It's like, oh, you wanted to start 20 years ago? Okay.
I was like, oh,
got
okay,
you.
we'll get on that, you know?
That's crazy. You've been working here for so long.
It's so weird how long you've been wanting to work at Revi. They knew before we did, clearly. Anyway, so there's just stuff like that where it's like, well, okay, we didn't even read the questions in the application. Like, that's not a good look, you know? And what's some other funnies? Oh yeah, we've got, I'd say probably like 25% of people. Okay, so we asked for people to submit a 1 to 2 minute video of themselves just talking about why they'd want to work at Revi. That's also a great opportunity for them to add any extra info that they want to add to their application. And for us, it's just to get a good idea of like socially if they'd be a good person to work with off the bat. And that's like a big part of how we're getting to the interviews. And 25% of the people are just refusing to do it and just send in a clip of their motion, and I'm just immediately like, you're red on the sheet now. Like, what? Why are you? We had somebody mention that they thought it was like demeaning to have to record a video for it. I'm like, what? This is literally just so that we can get to know you as a person. I don't understand. Very strange vibes.
Demeaning?
Yeah, they said demeaning and something else. But they effectively were making it seem like they were very offended that we asked them to record a short video. I'm like, well, dude, you could literally just whip your phone out and do it in like 60 seconds. It's like, it doesn't take up any time. But also, shout out to those of you that did put in some extra effort. Like, we've got some really funny application videos. That's another good reason why it's there. You can show that you're funny. Like, come on. That's an awesome opportunity since we're just fucking goofballs, you know? It's just kind of funny. What else? What else have we got? Oh yeah, I can just give some of my. Okay, well I'll answer a couple of the frequently asked questions. To everyone asking, I'm from this country. Is that okay? It is a remote position if you want it. So yes, though I will say we are preferring to find someone within 6 hours of Eastern time. So that way, you know, it's nicer for everybody to be able to get on a call when we want and just hang out and chat and that sort of stuff to, you know, really have the team vibe and all that. Let's see, about age. We have no requirements for age, and we're not taking it into consideration at all when hiring. I don't even think we're legally allowed to do that. So
unless you're literally under,
yeah, unless you're
18.
like 13 or something.
Or you're 100.
Or yes, or sure. We'll get into an ageism suit. It'll be really great.
also, I don't care if you put your birthday or.
No, it doesn't.
It
doesn't actually matter. It's
actually
just
matter.
funny. It was just funny to see.
It's pretty funny though. We'll just ask you that question again.
You're like,
if
so what's your
you
birthday?
interview.
We actually just want to have it so that way we can just have birthday festivities already planned. You know?
Yeah, put it on the calendar.
Yeah, we'll just put it on the
surprise,
calendar.
we knew. That's right. You misanswered the question on your application, and now we know. Great.
Olgerd says, I think that the record your video is a really good idea to quickly see if the person is fun to be around. That's all it's
Yeah,
for.
exactly.
That's all it's for. And so if people are replying me like, wow, this feels demeaning, whatever, I'm like, you're not going to be fun to work
Failed the
with.
vibe
Sorry.
check. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. You just failed the vibe check.
You know? It's just not going to be a good fit then, probably.
Sorry.
You know? And there's also like, it is so easy to tell. I did not realize just how easy it would be to get, like, compared to the people writing honest messages and things to one that was just sent to a billion different companies. I'm like, okay, gonna take you out. We get one like, dear hiring manager, like the guy applied like three times, and I'm like,
who do you think is the hiring manager at this company of like 4 or 5 people?
It's me, guys. It's the same goofballs you see in the vlogs and on the streams. Why, like, don't be worried. It's fine.
There's no one else here.
There's no one else here. It's a small team, you know?
Just us people.
Yeah.
I love watching the record your video.
That's the most fun thing. And also, there have been some where the motion hasn't been fantastic necessarily, but have certainly got a much higher consideration because of their video, because we feel like they'd be fun to work with, you know? That's another reason why it's important. Like, we're trying to give people as many options as possible to move forward, you know?
It's so important to have like a good team culture.
It is. That's like the most important part. The motion is kind of an afterthought if like it's not a good fit personality wise, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like personality is kind of more important than technical skill that you bring, because
Yeah.
technical skill can change, but it's probably going to take more, and it's not under our like we can help you get more technical skills, and you'll, I'm sure, learn via working, but we can't be like, change your personality.
Yeah.
That's not
Can
under
you
our
can you do that?
control.
Can you change that? a
Can you
bit?
change that, please?
Yeah.
Give you a little, like, you know, the old good
Feedback.
cop, bad cop feedback routine where
Good
it's
cop,
like,
bad
I really
cop.
like your smile, but also the way that you talk about this sucks.
The way that you say your
Yeah.
age made me mad.
And it's just been a very interesting experience for us, you know? There's just so many things that, like, I only worked at another place other than for myself once, and it was for like 2 years. So I did not have very much experience with this at all. And in fact, I never applied anywhere. So I never went through the interview process except for during my communication applications class, which is basically public speaking class, in 8th grade, where I interviewed with one of the they brought in a bunch of kids' parents, and I got the fake Cracker Barrel job. So, and hey, I was 13, so
That's pretty
busting
big.
down doors, just
That's pretty big.
saying. Oh yeah.
I've applied to an ice cream shop before. They never got back to me.
Ooh.
I'm very upset about that. I applied to a different ice cream shop actually in the same summer. They got back to me and then were like, "Oh, actually, we serve alcohol here, so you can't work here," because I was young at the time.
Sounds like a pretty rocky road you're
And
on.
jokes on
honestly.
them, they went out of business. So
Ooh.
should have hired me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Tragic. Oh yeah, and not to mention, we are looking for a really good motion designer.
We are looking
Like
for a really good motion designer.
we really need some help on the team, and we're not gonna make a whole lot of caveats or compromises, which is making it extra difficult because it is so much easier to make decisions for the motion design role compared to the internship role, because the internship is for like learning and having more flexibility in terms of like your skill set working with us and whatever.
Yeah.
And so
We're
it's
trying to suss out like how open
it's
are
like-
you to learning, how excited are you?
where is the skill floor for the internships compared, like, it was really easy to define it for the motion design role, especially as more applications are coming in. But
Either your work's good enough or it's not.
right. And then, you know, the personality comes into play and all that stuff, but yeah. There's all
It's all
okay,
abstract.
Ravi teaching you how to be better at getting along with people. I mean, I feel like
Yeah,
that is
it's-
absolutely
that
part
is
of it.
Such a big thing about just everything, man. You just got to be able to talk to people and get along with people. Otherwise, stuff won't get done. And there will be miscommunication, and everyone will be upset. And nobody wants that. That's not productive. That's not happy. Nobody enjoys that.
I've gotten massively better at that in the past 2 years.
That's so true.
None of our clients would be here if it was me from the very beginning because I was
God.
way too hot-headed. So
A menace.
I would have like clapped back at some clients for feedback and stuff. Well, okay. In my defense, the one time I actually did that was totally justified.
You were like,
we had this project where we were working through a creative director, a freelance creative director, who was then working through an agency and working. So communication tower was bad. But effectively, we only had like a week to do this thing. Like the guy hired us because he was like, "Oh shit, I don't have time to do this." So he was like panicking, trying to find somebody. And it was effectively to animate like 30 of these logos for this sports franchise. And anyway, so we had to develop a whole system for that. And so we thought of a couple different ways to do it. And then Noah submitted like his pass or something for it. And the guy was basically like, "What the hell? This sucks." But he was also only paying us like $2,000 for the whole thing to do in a week. 30 logos animated in a week. And we thought it was smart to charge $2,000 for that. And he was basically like, "This sucks. I don't understand why you would do this." Like, blah. And I was like, "Excuse me? Let's not talk to my team members that way, please. Thank you. That's pretty rude." And then, me clapping back at him, even as gingerly as I did, was not very well received, of course.
Shockingly.
Shockingly.
This person who said, "Your work sucked," didn't like it when you said, "You suck."
Yeah, they didn't really like that. So there you go. But I learned my lesson there. And ever since, I feel like I've been much better at that. But like soft skills is such an important thing. It's massive. That personality bit translates to like, if you're going to be a good person that we think we could have be on calls with clients, like, that's our reputation that we're trying to maintain there. So we can't have people freaking clients out or making them feel off or whatever.
I don't want to be freaked out or made feel off either. I want to be excited to talk to my team members, excited to chat stuff.
And also, we're just also nice here.
Easy.
We have such a wholesome environment going on, and we don't want to taint that.
Wholesome.
So we're protective of that sort of stuff,
You want to have a good time?
A great time.
As well.
Yeah.
All good vibes.
Leo says, "I was wondering how you found my loop since I didn't link the Twitter anywhere, and feel free to give any feedback. It's more than appreciated." Oh, you sent it in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
That is how I found it. Ashutosh says, "Please, can you check, am I eligible for this role?" That's what the application is for.
And you'll know.
I've gotten a lot of similar messages like that. Like I posted it on Instagram, the hiring post, and there are so many comments on it being like, "Would I be a good fit? I'd like to apply. I'm interested, whatever." And I'm like, well, I'm not just going to hire you here. So
I mean, you could apply.
There's like 140 people that already went and applied. So please do the same. I can't. And it's not because like I'm trying to be lazy or whatever, and I can't like go and reach out to the people, but there's so many people applying. We got to keep it all in one place. We can't handle all of that. It takes forever to get through all of them.
Yeah.
We were looking through them as a team the other day, and Noah was just like, "We just need an intern to go through these." And I was like, I mean, that's true. It takes up so much time.
I'm going to send out an application for people to go through applications.
Seriously.
Hire someone from Fiverr to go through the applications.
Felipe said, "I'm not going to make this change you're asking for because it's stupid." From me, 2020. In my head a lot of the time, yeah. I would be really frustrated.
Austin ever explicitly said that.
No, I was never like that. We have canceled a couple projects because the client's been rude, though.
Yeah.
A couple of projects.
Don't be rude to the creators. They don't.
Can we have some client stories?
To work with
well,
you or for you or.
One of them is that one where the quote was, "Respectfully, I'm not giving you more shit, man."
I remember that.
Yeah, there's that one.
Class.
I guess that was the only one that really like was canceled for that reason. The other one I was thinking of was just, I guess really it was just because it went on for too long. But then it got kind of rude afterwards.
But then they also they weren't being super respectful. If you treat the people well, they're going to be much more likely to bend over backwards for you to do the same for them. If you're like, okay, I understand that this is an issue and like let's try and solve this together as opposed to inconveniencing you, they're going to be more likely to be amenable, and actually everyone gets what they want in that scenario. So just don't be mean to people, guys. Be nice.
Be mean.
It's in your best interest their best interests are in your best interest, especially in working relations.
Also,
Because
oh, sorry. No, go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
No. Okay. Some people might just be having a bad day, and I guess to fix that is to like come and apologize next time because like everyone understands that sometimes you can lose control of what you're saying,
Right.
especially if things can like go offhand and all that. But if you can take some time off and then come back and apologize, that could fix it, you know? I mean, at least for me, if someone would like be rude to me and then apologize after some time, I would understand. And like, because I guess I could fall into that as well and I can like do the same thing. I wouldn't guarantee, but I guess you can't really control because this is how humans are. And so, like I said, if like, I mean, if they come back and like apologize and they're like, sorry, it wasn't, I was having a bad day and like this happened. No,
Right.
yeah, I guess I could fix it, but some people would just do that and then they just dip. So
They'll
that's
just
rude.
lie in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all just human.
Also,
Human indeed.
10-minute time check.
10-minute time check. We got 10 more minutes, and then we have to go zoom off and
Off
do
to
other
the
things.
meeting with that client with the big ribbon screen.
Yeah, ribbon screen client.
Whoop, whoop.
Someone says, "Dear
Hello.
motion graphics judge."
That's me.
That's awesome.
The motion graphics judge.
Someone was talking about wanting to interview with one of us because one of us is stylish. Who's to say who that is?
I was gonna say, why are you saying one of us? He says your name. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Like 99% probability you're just gonna interview with both of us. We'll both be there.
I would give like 99.99999%.
Yeah, that one germ. That's the percentage that.
And I don't even think there's enough people that have applied for that 0.1% to get through. So we might as well just say
Yeah.
100%.
Pretty much guaranteed that you will be interviewing with both of us. We'll both be
Because
there.
we are two halves to this whole, and we need to agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is right. We do have some ideas for our front runners though, which is exciting. I'm very excited to send out those invites. B says double date it is.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's just gonna be cool to do some like
You bring another
analytics.
applicant, we'll bring ourselves.
It'll be good. It's just gonna be cool to look at like analytics on the whole application process after it's done. Like I'm pretty sure we've gotten more women applying than I thought. We wanted lots of women to apply, and we weren't sure if people would, since we've been told that's difficult in the past to have happen when it's a team of guys. But that has been exciting to see.
I'd like to see that.
A wonderful perspective to have on the team.
Talent search is a time-consuming process indeed. Yeah,
It
suddenly the hiring managers and those people are starting to make a
kinda makes
little
sense.
bit of sense.
Only if we were hiring all the time, though. I guess you could do seasonal hiring, and then you would be able to have them on just for that, though. But that also takes someone getting to know our instincts on hires as much as we have them. So that's probably kind of a hard process to get through, but that would be a very interesting thing to figure out, I think. What else? 7 minutes.
7 minutes. I have a hair on my shirt.
Woo!
Oh my god.
What color?
Pink for some reason.
Oh ho ho!
Oh.
No, was hanging out with his My Little Pony doll.
I don't know, Walter.
Anyway, disregard. Did I miss any
What was the
questions?
strangest color hair you've ever found on yourself?
I can't say that I've ever remembered that.
Have you
Me too.
ever
Bad
been
hair in
with
your
someone? Have you ever had hair? Yeah, that's a better question.
Yes. For a short period of
How do you
time.
hair?
Okay.
This is all a perm.
It's all a wig.
It's all
It's
a
not
wig.
even true.
That would be incredible.
Uh,
But yeah, okay. Well, any questions on the application process? I've done this on Instagram like twice now, but in case there's any extra ones or anybody has any more
one extra
boutique
question. I got a
questions.
question.
Yeah.
I got a question from V. What is the next stage of
Unique
the hiring
question.
process? Is it just an interview or some form of test? A test would be fun, but it's just an interview.
It's just an interview. And okay, when we say interview, clearly we are not extremely formal people. So
just like come hang out.
It's
a
really
hang.
just like us talking. That's it. That's all it
Getting
is.
to know
We're not
you.
gonna have any like super formal questions or any of that shit. We're just gonna talk. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a
I
good
haven't
time.
written down a single question yet.
Nope. We might have a couple like points that we want to talk about, but it's not gonna be like this super formalized thing.
Mm-hmm.
Felipe said that was the most weird hair question I've ever heard. I'd have to agree with you, and I was yes, and I made
And I've
my
heard a
little
lot
pony
of weird
counter,
hair questions in my time.
You know, actually a weird hair question expert.
It's true. I don't think we're gonna have time to set up the studio before this call.
I figured we were gonna take it from our desks
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that.
because it's not meeting with anybody new. I don't think it should just be the agency team again.
Cool.
Because they met with the actual team this morning, and this should be like
Right.
translating it to us.
And then we're just gonna talk about it.
Yeah, it's just gonna be. Yeah. Also, Sam, if you want to be on this one, you're welcome. Join.
Oh, thank you. Oh wait, you mean the call? I thought you meant like to stay on stream.
Well, either I guess. I didn't think you'd want to just sit on stream by yourself, but if you want.
No,
to,
I
that's
just
fine.
thought you said that for some
No,
reason.
no, I was talking about the client call.
Yeah.
Totally cool if you don't want to, also though.
And if you want to dress in a suit for the interview, sure,
That
do
is
it up.
that is totally fine.
Yeah, I completely
And
forgot
send
that
me
my
a
camera is
message,
not
and maybe I'll
working.
dress in a suit as
Oh.
well. We can be suit
Yeah.
buddies. It'll be really cute.
Suit buddies and a tie, a red tie, or maybe a purple tie.
I have
How about
both
that?
of those colors, I think.
You have, but I
Find
don't,
a
I don't
neon
really wear
sign.
ties.
Get a
very
Ravi
often.
neon sign. To
I
put
don't
in
have
the
a
background.
purple tie. I don't think I have a tie at all.
Also,
I don't have a suit.
Sam, if you've updated your profile picture on your Ruby account, or even if you haven't, like you can just join with the camera off. If you want.
Okay.
That won't be any big deal. I'm pretty sure some of them probably won't even.
Okay.
Because it's
We'll see.
8 people on the meeting, including me and Noah. But
Oh, that's why you need the army to get there.
no, I just thought you might want to
Not
be there since you did a third of
you.
it.
There it is. Good stuff.
John Jack Mandish says, I'm a U.S. video editor living and working in Vietnam. Is GMT +7 too far in the future for you gents? It's currently 2 a.m. as I post this. Well, the video editor is much less reliant on time zone. We're just going to have a weekly upload schedule where we'll need the last week's video edited before. It would need to go out on Wednesdays, basically. So, and you'd be getting footage throughout the week. The video editor is much more flexible. Than the other 2 roles, because the other 2, like, you're gonna need to be talking with the team consistently,
Like day to day.
yeah.
But the video editor, it's like,
that can be kind of on your own, you know.
like that could even be pretty asynchronous.
Yep. Just as long
Someone
as it's
says they're
done
gonna
on
dress
time.
like a pirate. Yeah, no, just let me know what you're.
Do it up.
Or surprise me. Surprise me with cool fits. Double
Exactly.
bonus points if you are wearing a cool fit during the interview.
We have a point counter. No, we don't.
We have a
We
point.
don't.
a
That would
big
be
board that
That'd
goes.
be hilarious. Yeah, we've got like a.
You like say the wrong thing and it like goes down, and just to make you really stressed out.
Maybe if it was like when we first started Ruby and I was still in my taking all my stuff from the other agency phase, maybe I would have done some like overbearing shit, like giving a number to everybody to candidate, like ranking them through 1 through 100.
I would really like. All right,
We might have to
this
do
is
that
long
with some
term.
of the top contenders, honestly.
Yeah,
The only way to do it.
we're gonna do a little tier list, a live tier.
Live tier list of every
Like,
applicant.
all the applicants. I would not do that. That's
Except there's only 2 tiers, S and A. So
Sa.
saw, dude.
As here's the future long
Minute and
term
a half.
goal. Yep, minute and a half. Here we go. We're gonna do our interviews in this big, like ominous, overbearing giant office
Nice.
with these big chairs. They're gonna come. There's gonna be a giant like ticker board behind us, and it's just gonna like kind of semi-randomly like tick down and up, and it's just gonna have a big point counter and like their name small in the top left corner.
It's
And
like
so
an
like they'll
America's
be
Got
saying stuff,
Talent
and it'll
thing.
like tick down, and they'll be like, "Oh shit, did they say the wrong thing?" And we'll just like sit there ominously, like.
It's
staring
like
straight
America's
ahead.
Got Talent. We both have our X's we can press and then our golden buzzer. You know?
Oh yeah, and we have like 2 giant buttons right in front of us. That would be so much fun. That would be.
Oh, man. I'm
I would love
imagining
the,
that scene right
in an
now.
ideal world, I would love the interview process to be just insane. Like they got to go on some sort of game show. Like, oh my, that would
That'd be
be so much
so fun, dude.
fun. That would be so much. I'd love to do that. And with that, we're out of time.
Yep, we are out of time, and we hope to see some of y'all in the applications, and be on the lookout for some cool internal animations that are not loops in the very near future.
And some more frequent, shorter streams.
And
so-
very frequent streams. We might even do one tomorrow. Who's to say? Who's to say we could be here again hanging out? Except we'll actually be doing creative stuff. But anyway, all right, we need to run. Ciao. See
Ciao, y'all.
y'all.
Bye.